All right, everybody, today we are using artificial intelligence, also known as AI, to help teach us how to bird. So we're going to see if AI is, a good source for birding. Is it going to help us find the best birding hotspots? I don't know. Let's see what birds we can find. All right, so first I'm going to ask ChatGPT, which is an AI-powered, all-knowing search the internet answer service. And we're going to ask it where the best hotspots, what hotspots are best to look for birds in our area. So let me do that real quick. All right, so it looks like AI has given us a few options here. A few options of places that we can go birding. That's what I like about it. It doesn't just give you one place. It gives you kind of a list usually. The first one it lists is Cache National Forest. I'm not super familiar with that. That seems like a really broad area. We're going to ignore that. I don't think that's the best place for us to go birding. The second one they list is Bear River Migratory Bird Refuge. If you remember the video where we kind of did that drive-through for birding, that's what that's talking about. That's a great place to go. I agree with it. There should be up in the top right corner, that video, if you'd like to go watch it later. Number 4 is the Logan River Trail. We did that one when we saw all of the osprey. That video will also be linked up above and in the description. I also agree with that. That's a great place to go birding. Number 5, it lists Menden Ponds. I'm not familiar with Menden Ponds. I'm going to see how far that is away from us and see if that's somewhere we can go today. And the last one is Tony Grove Lake. I'm also not familiar with that, so let me do some quick research and see if either of those options are viable for today's birding trip. All right, I also forgot to mention it. It does list as well Benson Marina. Benson Marina is where we went to recently as well, where we got our lifer northern harrier. So I agree with this list so far. Here's the problem. Menden Ponds is just kind of a town, and it's a pretty broad area to go birding. Not really a pinpoint area, so I don't think we're going to do that today. And then Tony Grove Lake is about an hour away. I don't have time to drive an hour today. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to narrow it down a little bit, bring it a little closer to Logan, Utah, where I live, and we'll see what it comes up with. All right, so I just asked it to see if it could give us a place that's even closer to home. And you know what? It's a cool resource to use. I use it for a lot of things. I use it for school. When I'm struggling to understand concepts. AI is not perfect, but it's really interesting. So the first one that it suggests is Logan City Parks. I agree with that, but that's really broad. So we're going to X that one. Second one is First Dam Recreation Area. So that's a dam at the entrance to the canyon that heads to Bear Lake. That one is something that we could definitely do today. And so, and it even suggests some birds you can see there. It says you can see dippers. I've never seen dippers there. Kingfishers. Absolutely, there's kingfishers there. And various songbirds, which, kudos to ChatGPT for that one, right? The next one is Spring Hollow Campground. That's in Logan Canyon. I'm sure there's some amazing birds in that area. Crimson Trail is a trail in Logan Canyon. That also sounds amazing. Hiram State Park. Oh, that's such an amazing place to go birding. That's somewhere that's on my list to go. We will definitely hit that place up in the near future. However, it's $15 to get in. So maybe fall migration as that picks up. And then Cache Valley Wildlife Management Area. Yeah, I haven't heard of that, but it seems pretty good. So, I think we're going to hit up First Dam Recreation Area. That place sounds great. And let's see what birds we can find. All right, I'm just going to quickly ask ChatGPT what some things are that I should bring while birding. So I'm going to just ask that real quick here, and let's see what it says. All right, so number 1, it says binoculars. That's a no-brainer. Doesn't really give you any details on what type of binoculars, but that's okay. Second one is a field guide. So that's why we have Merlin ID on our phone. But you can carry a physical field guide as well. It also says birding app on your smartphone, so that's kind of cool. Notebook and pen. Some people like to do this. I don't do this. but I do have a notebook and pen for other wildlife that I see. So mammals and stuff like that, reptiles, amphibians. Appropriate clothing. It says dress in layers, wear comfortable weather appropriate clothing. I've got it's 50 something degrees here today, so I got my flannel on. Sturdy, comfortable shoes, snacks and water, map and a compass or GPS, perfect. Insect repellent, definitely. Camera or smartphone. So it told us to bring our camera. I obviously need to bring my camera, so that's perfect. Bird call or playback device. It says optional. This is controversial. I don't think I agree with that. First aid kit, great. Field bag or backpack. Trash bag, wow. Trash bag to cover up your camera in case it starts to rain. Identification apps, again, it doesn't say which ones. Birding permits or passes if you're going to somewhere that's protected. And field chairs or mat if you plan on sitting. So yeah, this was great. Totally agree with this list for the most part, except for maybe the playback call thing. But AI seems to know what it was talking about. It has the whole internet at its disposal. So let's get this stuff put together and let's head out and go birding. All right, we're here at First Dam today, and already I can tell that there are quite a few birds out in the water today, as well as some swallows flying around. So let's see what we can catch on camera. All right, at first glance, it looked like there were only Canada geese and as well as mallards, and there's just an absolute ton of them out here. But always do your double checks, because I was able to see 2 common mergansers out here as well, and those birds are so cool. I know they're not super uncommon, but they're listed as uncommon for this time of year at First Dam, so that's pretty cool. Let me ask ChatGPT what other birds we can expect to find in Logan, Utah at this time of year. All right, I just asked ChatGPT what birds can I find in Logan, Utah at this time of year. It's giving me a little bit of a list, and let's see how accurate AI is in directing me in this direction. So first we got American goldfinch. I think that's, a yes. Black-capped chickadee, of course. Dark-eyed junco. I haven't seen a lot of those in Logan, Utah, to be honest, but I have seen one, I think. So we'll give it to it. Red-tailed hawk, definitely. Northern flicker, of course. Ruby-crowned kinglet. I have not seen ruby-crowned kinglet in Logan, Utah yet at all. So I don't know if I can give it to that. I'm sure they're around though. White-crowned sparrow also haven't seen in Logan, Utah yet. Yellow-rumped warbler have not seen. American kestrel, absolutely. And then it just says migratory waterfowl. I don't know. I don't think there's any fear of birders losing their jobs and looking for birds. I don't think AI is going to take away this hobby from any of us anytime soon. But it is cool to see what it lists as what birds you can see in Logan, Utah this time of year. Okay, it's a little bit windy here, but we just picked up song sparrow as well here at First Dam. The only sparrow that AI listed was a white-crowned sparrow, and I feel like that's probably the least common in Logan, Utah. Song sparrows I see everywhere, so just goes to show you can't trust everything AI says. It can be a cool tool to utilize with your hobbies or with birding especially, but don't take everything that it says with a grain of salt for sure. All right, I'm gonna try to get closer to the common merganser, and I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if there's a correct way to approach birds without scaring them off. All right, so according to ChatGPT, the best way to approach birds without scaring them off is to move slowly and quietly, use natural cover, to blend in, to stay low, avoid direct eye contact, and use binoculars or a telephoto lens, which I guess would mean you don't approach. The time of day, so make sure you go early morning or late afternoon. Be patient, avoid sudden movements, and respect their space. That's great advice. I definitely agree with that. Let's see if we can get close to these common mergansers and get some better shots of them without scaring them away. All right, so I was able to get much closer to them. Unfortunately, they're on the opposite side of the little lake here, so Wasn't able to get too close, but I got much closer, and I actually was able to see that there's actually 3 of them instead of 2 of them. So 3 common mergansers here, beautiful birds. Don't see those too often. I think I've only seen them once or twice when I was in Arizona. So this is a first for Utah. That's awesome. Got it on my Utah life list. Let's see what else AI can teach us, and also if we can find any new species to wrap up today's video. All right, I walked around the bend because there's usually an osprey hanging out here, and there was way out in the distance, just above the dam actually, up on a telephone pole. So we were able to get osprey on the list as well. Not a crazy day of birding today here at First Dam, but it was fun to utilize AI, and I guess I'll ask it just 1 or 2 more questions before we wrap up the video. All right, so I asked ChatGPT, what's the most popular bird in the world? And I think it kind of misunderstood me because it gave me the most abundant bird in the world. So it says the most popular bird in the world is a house sparrow. I can guarantee you that that is not the most popular bird, or not even close to the most popular bird in the world. It is the most populous bird, or easily recognizable bird species worldwide. Interesting. No, just kidding. It thinks that it's the most popular bird in the world. Interesting. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with artificial intelligence, with AI? Is the house sparrow the most popular bird in the world? I disagree completely. All right, so I reworded my question and I asked it, what is the world's favorite bird? Let's see what it comes up with this time. If it says house sparrow again, I'm never using ChatGPT for the rest of my life. Okay, there we go. This is much better. It's not giving me a specific bird, but it's definitely giving me options. So it says the most popular bird in the world are penguins, which I know so many people, thanks to Club Penguin of our childhood, I know so many people that penguins are their favorite bird. Number 2, it says owls. I definitely have to agree with that. People love owls, probably because they're so hard to find. 3, hummingbirds. The amount of hummingbirds feeders around people's houses is a telltale sign that this is true. Peacocks, I think they're definitely beautiful. Does it make the top 5? I'm not sure. The albatross, yes, I have to agree with that. Especially amongst birders, it's something that everybody wants to see at least once in their life. And songbirds, I definitely have to agree with that. Even though these categories are broad, I think AI did a good job of determining the most popular bird species types in the world. Overall, this trip was a success. Artificial intelligence, AI, helped us find common merganser, which is a lifer for the state of Utah specifically. That's great, that's amazing. Let me know in the comments below, what should I ask AI next? Should I do another one of these videos? Did you like it? Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eyed Birding.